Hello, and welcome. So excited for you to be watching this. I am Kirsten Reeder, the founder of the Vibrant Mom Society, author of Joy in Motherhood, and most importantly, mother of three. And I help moms get out from being overwhelmed and stressed out and too busy so that they can make the time with their kids count, to make it matter, because we do not get very much time with them. And so this month, for our mom health monthly theme, we are talking about how to get things done. Because as moms, we have to-do lists that are a mile long, but a lot of times it can seem like we are not actually getting anything accomplished, right? And it's so frustrating. If this has ever happened to you, let me know. You wake up in the morning and you have all of these plans for how things are going to go during the day, right? And you start by getting the load of laundry together and you're sorting them, but then your toddler needs a snack. And so you stand up to go and do that, and you get your toddler the snack, but then as you're doing that, you realize that you should really wash the dishes. And so you start washing the dishes and putting them in the dishwasher and all of that kind of stuff. But by this time, your toddler is done with the snack. And so they need you to come and clean it up and all of those kinds of things. They climb down from the table or their chair, and you realize, oh wait, I was supposed to be doing the laundry. So you go back to do that, and then you realize that all of the toys are left out. So you start putting a few of those things away, and then you get called away again. And so here it is mid-morning, and you have done one thing, which is get your child a snack, because they don't quit until you actually do the thing, right? Now, I totally know how this goes, and life with kids is super unpredictable. But tonight I am going to teach you 4 tips and steps to help get that to-do list done and to make it actually get shorter, not longer. And then how we can manage our expectations so that when things do inevitably disrupt our schedule, it doesn't throw us completely off. And then lastly, I'm going to teach you how to keep it going, right? I mean, it's really easy to do for like a day or 2 or maybe a week. But keeping it going in the long term is really the key to keeping your sanity, staying less busy, and staying less overwhelmed, right? Okay, so let's dive in. Now, step number 1. This is one of the steps in my Vibrant Mom Academy program. So my personal clients, they go through this and they learn this a few weeks in. So you are getting a sneak peek into what my clients actually learn. Now, this is one of my favorite steps. It's called Out With It, or Get It All Out. You need to get the list out of your head, because we tend to keep it in there, right? Like, we're thinking about things all the time. I need to set up the dentist appointment. I need to fold those clothes. I need to wash the dishes. I need to sort the clothes for the summer to see if the kids have enough. I need to call my friend and wish her a happy birthday. I need to, and all of these things are staying in our heads. But it's causing us exhaustion, because we as moms are already carrying most of the mental load, right? And so adding all of these things on is just not helping us get them done, because our brain is having to constantly remember what we have to do. And so we are not free to like think of the other things that we actually really should be doing, or to focus on the present moment, where we are right now and what we're actually doing, to focus on our children and how we want to spend time with them, because our brain is always trying to think of and remember all those things you have to do. So first of all, you have to get it out. Write it in a list. Now, I know some moms are really good about writing this list out already. And if that is you, yay, you're halfway there. But I feel like a lot of times we just write like a partial list. We'll write a list of just that stuff that we have to do that day, or just some of the things. Now, this is our get it out list, okay? And it can be added upon, because when you first start writing it out, you're probably going to forget some of the things, right? Because our brain is not keeping them all top of mind all of the time. So totally, this list can be added to. But the first step, what I want you to do is write it out. So if you have your paper or your notepad, or if you like keeping an electronic list, that's fine. You can pull that up and put this to the side. Then you just start writing all of those things that are in your head that you're trying to remember to do, okay? And all of the things that are already on like your physical to-do list, if you already have one of those, okay? So this is going to be your exhaustive list. Like even things like clean out the garage, or redecorate the living room, or if you're having a new baby, decorate the nursery, sort through toys, all of those things that are also bigger items, not just your little errands or appointment things that you have to do, okay? So you can pause this video and write out your list, and then when you're done, push play again, and we will continue with it. Okay, now I'm trusting you that you've written out your list, because the rest of this will make lots more sense if you actually have your list written out. Okay, so so take your list and put it just off to the side for 1 second. So I want to bring in one other step that often prevents us from crossing those things off that to-do list, okay? And that is not actually doing the things on the list, like the opening scenario that I gave you, right? So we start out with the one task, and then we jump to another one, and jump to another one, and then jump to another one, jump back, and by the time the day is done, we have done part of like 10 different things and gotten maybe one of them all the way complete, right? And it's super frustrating, because then you go through the day and you're like, oh my goodness, I was busy this entire day and I did absolutely nothing, right? And it's so frustrating. Oh my goodness, I totally know and I understand. And so I'm going to teach you a trick that I was taught a few years ago that has been a lifesaver and a game changer for me. Now, and I know, I will fully admit, I am not perfect at this, okay? I am still a work in progress, and even though I know the principles, I am not 100% of them, okay? But I know better, and when I'm not doing it, I can stop myself and say, wait a second, get back to that. And when I do, things are much more smooth, okay? So this is for you, because now you're gonna know better. So even if you are not perfect at this, you can pick yourself up and try again, because now you know, okay? Here's a second scenario. You decide to start the morning sorting your laundry. So you go in to sort the laundry because you know there's a lot of laundry to be done, and you're in the middle of doing that, and your kid wants a snack. So you can say, hold on 1 second, I am doing this, and then I will get you a snack. So you finish sorting the laundry, go get the snack. Now while your child is eating their snack, you could probably, clean up the, the mess. And then you notice, oh, the dishes need to be loaded into the dishwasher. So you load the dishes into the dishwasher, and then you can help your child be, done with their snack and things like that. Then you go back straight to that laundry and put it in the washer, instead of stopping in the middle and saying, oh, let me just pick up these toys that I also see on the floor, and let me clean the bathroom, and oh, look, this is a mess, and I need to pick up this, and oh, it's errand time, okay? So by the time you get through the day, you will have done the laundry, you will have done the snack, you will have done the dishes, you will have picked up the clothes, the toys on the floor, and possibly a few other things, because you went from one task to the other, completing each one as you did so, right? is a game changer, guys. And so I want you to practice this and come back, let me know how this works out for you, okay? Because then you will not at the end of the day say, what did I do all day? You will know that you accomplished all of these things, okay? Now, take that list. So you have your list, you're looking at it, and it's a long list, guys. We have a lot to do, and there is no way that you are going to accomplish this list. Yes, there is, I promise. So the second step to getting things done is you have to schedule it. Now, there's two ways to do this. Let me tell you a story. So back in college, one day I remember waking up and looking at the list of things I had to do. I don't know, it was at least 20 things long. And I mean, everything didn't just take like 5 minutes. Like it was all the classes I had to go to and all of the other obligations that I had during the day. And those are at least an hour. So there were a lot of things that I had to fit in that day. Like couldn't be put off for another day. These were not like errands, okay? And I was kind of freaking out. And I was sure that there was no way that I was going to be able to accomplish all of these things. And so I said, okay, perfectionist brain, what do I do? And so I scheduled it out. I wrote it down. I said, okay, now 7 a.m., wake up. 7:15, out of the shower, getting ready. 7:30, leave the house. Like every single half an hour, I think, was accounted for. And if I knew class was an hour, then obviously it was 9 to 9:50, be in part class, right? And I did that with the entire list all day long. And at the end of the day, I was shocked. I had extra time. I have no idea how it happened, but I had extra time. Like things didn't take quite as long as I thought that they would, or some things just sort of fell out and resolved themselves and I didn't actually have to take care of them. So I got to eat that day, guys. I got to talk to some friends like in the student union. And I was able to do like extra homework that I had not been planning on. Because when I put it all into the schedule, somehow it fit. And I have done this multiple times since then. And it works every single time, barring like some catastrophic event, okay? It's amazing. Now, that is one way to take care of your list. Because if it all needs to be done that day, then that's really kind of like the only way that you're going to be able to do it. Now, we could type it all like into your calendar or phone if you do electronic calendars and lists, or you can just write it out old-fashioned style and just keep track of, oh, it's 8:30. I'm supposed to be doing this. Okay, I do this now. Oh, it's 9:45. I'm supposed to be doing this. Okay, and I do this now. So your brain doesn't actually have to think, okay, what am I supposed to do now? Oh, right, I should do this thing. And then, because the more we have to think and the more decisions we have to make, the more our brain gets tired and the less we can actually do and less we can actually accomplish. So you do that if everything has to be done like right then. The second way that you can do your list is you break it into 4 categories, okay? So category number 1 is delegate or delete. So you take the items on your list and you can kind of move them over into like this other section on the same sheet of paper. If you do it electronically, just make another column, anything like that, okay? And you're gonna title it delegate or delete. And so any of those things on your list that don't have to be taken care of by you, delegate them. Or if you can, delete them. Do you really need to do that? And if you don't, then delete it, okay? And then the next section, you are going to do the, the next section you are going to do is your quick errands, right? So like they are the errands that you like sign the kid permission slip for the field trip, put a few dishes into the dishwasher, throw in a load of laundry, pay that bill online, those kinds of things. Things that take less than 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe 15 is probably like the max that you will want to put into this list for 15 minutes, okay? And so group all of those tasks that you have on your list over into that category so that when you have 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you can be like, oh, great, right now I can do this. Or say you have an hour, you can knock all of those things out all at once, right? And just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and just do it all at once. And then they'll be all done. Okay, so the third section is the section where they're like longer taking tasks, right? That don't need to be broken up into multiple steps, like go to the grocery store, right? Or pick up the dry cleaning or drop off packages. And so you're gonna have to go somewhere and it's not just like a super quick task, right? Those things can be in section number 3. And then in number 4, you're going to put all of the tasks and things that you have to do that are bigger projects that can be broken down into smaller steps. So say you need to decorate the living room. Okay, your steps can then be broken down into another list where it's decide on the color scheme, look up ideas on Pinterest, decide what kind of furniture we want or what our budget is, and whatever steps that you need to do to break that down. Because if you just say redecorate the living room, like that is a giant task that you were going to put off and put off and put off because it's super overwhelming, right? Unless you love redecorating, and then that will be super fun for you. But you could also do this for sorting the kids' clothes for the next season, right? You could just do it per child. Say, I will do this child's clothes, or I will just do the shorts or the shirts or anything like that, just to break it up into different steps so that it is not one giant huge task, because those will stay on your to-do list for forever until they are an absolute necessity, right? So when you break them down, then they can get done way faster because you're like, oh, you could put them in those steps into category number 2. They're like 5 or 10 minute tasks, right? And then you could just knock them out. And that is how you take big tasks and make them into smaller ones. Okay, now we are on to step number 3, which is managing your expectations. Now, this is one of the areas that I really struggle with because I have high expectations. I have learned about myself, and I want things and I expect things to go the way that I plan them to or want them to. And I have learned that when I project what I want or expect onto other people, it does not usually go well. And so with this list, okay, you're going to take your list, the one on the one side that's the big long list, and the list that you have now moved over into the different categories, okay? Now look at this list and pick out the steps that you can maybe foresee being a little bit tricky. The steps that you might not know how to do a lot, or the steps you really hate, or those things that you really would rather not do, or even the steps that you just know that you have high standards for and need to be done a certain way, okay? So I want you to circle those on your list. If it's an electronic list, bold them, underline them, highlight them a different color, whatever. And I want you to look at those and think of a way you can shift your thought around that item. Say that it is something that you want to do but don't really know exactly how to go about it, and that is like a key for procrastination, right? what skills, just like write down next to it, like what skills do you need to learn to make that not so daunting? Or what steps could you take to understand that better? Or if it's a task that you really just don't like, what could you do to make it more fun? Is there a way that you could make it a game? Is there a way, like, could you turn on music and just, make it a fun time, right? Because if we are not having fun, then tasks and errands and to-do lists are not as fun anyway, okay? So I want you to look at your expectations surrounding the list. And then also know that your timeline might have to be adjusted. When you have small kids at home, they are often unpredictable schedule keepers, right? You think they have a schedule until you plan something, and then their schedule changes that day. They could have had the same schedule for like a year. And then you plan to get up 20 minutes earlier. Guess what? They wake up 20 minutes earlier. Seriously, it happens all the time. And so you just need to realize that everything is not going to work out exactly how you might want it to. And just know that that is coming, so that when it does, it doesn't completely derail your plans, right? It doesn't say, oh my goodness, my whole list is a failure. Or, oh my goodness, I didn't get everything done, so I failed. Or something like that. Because if you're getting things checked off, guess what? You're pretty awesome. Because a lot of people don't get anything that they want to get done, right? And so, hats off to you for actually getting those things done and managing your expectations to know that, you know what, it might take you a week to get this list done because the kids came down with a cold and you couldn't leave the house for 4 days. And all anybody wanted to do was lay on you and sleep on you, okay? And as a mom, like, you just have to take that and be like, you know what, this is how it is, and this is what we're doing, and just roll with those punches, okay? And so step number 4, how you keep this going. So I suggest getting a notebook, if you like to write stuff out long form, or you can create like an Excel sheet or a Google Doc, or even the notes section in an app on your phone. This is, there's no real wrong way to do it. It just depends on what you prefer. I am a paper and pencil girl, and my husband is all electronic. So it just depends on you. But I suggest making a special place where you keep this list, okay? Excuse me. And you can add to it, cross stuff off, and once stuff, so, okay, I suggest writing it all down on one side of the paper, and then on the other side, having those categories. And I have actually created a template like this for you, so you can get that by following the link under this video, and you can get that, because then you won't have to create one of your own, because I created one for you. So to get that, all you have to do is just take your piece of paper, and on one side you have that, and on the other side you have your list. And so then you can add things to your long list and then just put them over into the other categories. And you could do this every day if you need to create a new list every day. You could do it every few days, once a week. Whenever you need to create a new list, you can just, flip the page, create a new one, print off a new sheet, so that you can keep doing the list in a way that is functional and is actually going to help you get those things done. Now, do I expect you to be perfect at it? Absolutely not, because it's hard to change our habits and to do something new. But you will be succeeding if you stop when you're in the middle and realize, oh, right, I have this other way. I can use that and shift the way that you're approaching things to make it work for you. Okay. And so those are the 4 steps that I have for you in how to get things done and how to keep them going. I hope this has been really helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions about anything, or if you want to just have a chat with me, I would be more than happy to get on the call with you and tell you how we could work together in the Vibrant Mom Academy so that you can be that mom that you want to be, get stuff done, and not have the guilt or overwhelm that often comes with motherhood, so that you can make the time that you have with your kids count. Now, if you want to schedule this call, here is the link. makeitcount.as.me. Okay, that is the link. makeitcount.as.me. And I will put that down there as well, because I would love to chat with you and help you make the most of the time that you have with your children, because we get precious few years and then they are gone and grown up. And I want to help you build those relationships with your children in a way that lasts forever, so that you do not look back when they are grown and wish that you had done things differently. So thank you again so much for joining me, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.